Alrighty, so I wanted to go over kind of what you could be doing in the meantime up until the new Arthur and the new Bond come out to kind of, like, I guess, maximize your efficiency and make sure that you're ready for when they release, because it seems at the moment they're going to be a very, very meta-relevant team. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on Arthur a little bit and what you can do to get ready for him, and the same for Bond. So, the first thing with Arthur specifically is right here in the bottom of the anniversary patch notes. I think they extended the banner itself a little bit for Arthur, but this one right here is really important. So SSR Chosen King Excalibur Arthur will be added to the Race Character Gotcha 1 Human Giant Unknown lineup. So that means the Race Draw 1 tickets that have humans in them, etc., are going to be pretty important if you're wanting to try to pull a copy of him in general, or if you're wanting to try to get dupes of him, etc., in the future. So it's going to be kind of interesting. If they do it around the same timeline that they did it with JP in Korea, we should get this change specifically. He should get added to the race draw lineup around the time that the Bond banner actually releases, so you might be able to try to get a couple of extra copies of him if you go ahead and get some of these tickets lined up and everything like that. Obviously, if you really need them from in-game, I know that the overlay's a little weird right here, but if you have an excess of silver coins, I know that a lot of people use silver coins for just stamina potions and stuff like that, but you can end up buying them from the silver coin shop. So I mean, recently I've not been going through nearly as many stamina potions as I used to, so I've been buying a couple of these tickets every once in a while just to kind of get myself prepped for upcoming stuff that's going to be releasing. I've already stocked up on a bunch of these for when Chandler gets added to the Race Draw 2 ticket, so I may end up going ahead and starting to collect these as well for whenever Arthur gets added to the Race Draw 1 ticket. So obviously, in my personal opinion, I think that the Race Draw 2 tickets are a little bit better for value because they have a lot more updated units like the Archangels, and obviously Chandler's getting added to it and some of the demons and stuff like that. But obviously this Arthur's kind of a big deal. So if you want to go for him, I definitely, recommend that you go ahead and start stocking up on these. Obviously, it's a pretty small chance because I think this ticket specifically has quite a few characters on it, so it's a 0.2% chance right now for all of these units. And then once he gets added, I'm assuming all of these characters will get bumped down a little bit as far as the rates go. So there's not really anything super crazy on this banner specifically. So it might not be the best, and obviously your odds to get Excalibur Arthur from it are pretty low, but there's always that chance, so you may want to test your luck out and try it. So that is just one thing to note. The other thing is that the Hot Pass is actually going to add a new Excalibur Arthur UR outfit, so you can get this whole thing by just getting the scrap bowls or whatever you call them as the rewards for doing Hot Pass missions and stuff like that. You can get those and just stockpile them up until this comes out, which should be on the update. Well, I guess this is on the Bond update technically, so I wonder if they're even going to add this for ours specifically. So you may end up just being able to go ahead and save up some of these points right now. I don't necessarily know if they did a Hot Pass for the Arthur banner in general. So this current Hot Pass that's going on at the moment may be your only time to start saving up if you haven't, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, I think in total, whenever I bought the Zeldris outfit, it took me 4,200 points or 4,200 points to trade for the entire set. So if you already have, been saving up, or there's just nothing that you've been wanting to buy out of the shop or anything like that, this is definitely an outfit that you can go ahead and pick up, so that way he has some extra CC and stuff like that. And then moving on to Bond, honestly, there's not really a whole lot you can do to prep for him besides just stockpiling diamonds and stuff like that. His banner is very good. Obviously, it's the 2-year anniversary banner, so a lot of the characters and stuff like that were voted onto the banner, and they picked some pretty good ones. All of the Archangels are on the banner. A couple of the OC characters are on here, which is really nice. Lilia's on here. I personally need extra copies of Lilia, so that works out for me. But yeah, a lot of there's a really good selection of decent heroes on here, so I'm pretty happy with the lineup that they did. Obviously, they may end up doing the same thing for us and letting us vote as well. So it really just depends on how the global community goes about, picking who they want on the banner. But obviously, as far as copies of him goes, you're wanting to try to pull as many of it as possible, but you know, it's all just luck and random chance. So there is that. But every time you complete the 900 mileage, you can get a copy of him. If you're planning on going super hard on it, obviously you can just grab as many as you need with whatever diamonds you have. The other thing is obviously his costumes, which obviously he's a festival unit. I try to get all of the costumes that I can for the festival units because normally they end up being very good. The only exception to that is I haven't bought any costumes for Festival King for obvious reasons, which is very sad. I wish he was a little bit better, but yeah, you're gonna need to either buy these day one or the first 2 weeks that they're out. I think they're only for money, like paid, like real cash, so that's a little unfortunate, but after that you'll be able to buy these costumes with just diamonds in game, so you'll either need to save or just set aside some diamonds after your summons to make sure that you can pick up these. So yeah, it's 90 gems per costume because it's 3 pieces, so just make sure that you're, you know, make sure you don't overspend or else you won't be able to get the costumes for him. The only thing else that you can really do is build their gear sets. So if I'm not mistaken, the best gear set for the Arthur specifically is an HP defense set. He's more of a supporty style character, and he has a stance that you kind of assume and taunt with to make sure that they can, if they attack into it, they dissolve an ultimate level or an ultimate gauge orb. So you want to make sure that he can take as much damage as possible. Plus, the way that his passive and stuff like that works, it actually buffs HP, I think it is, for human allies and stuff like that, which plays really nicely into Bond. So you want to make sure that he's as tanky as possible, because if they kill him, it's going to, you know, cut down on your support for Bond. And then, so yeah, HP defense set for him. And then Bond specifically, when they were showing him off in the live stream, they were actually using HP and crit damage, which I think is really interesting, and I think you could definitely go that route, but I think that would be like best case scenario, like you're just wanting to push like as much damage as possible, but I think he does enough damage on his own to where you don't really need to go for that option if you don't have to. I think a lot of players at this point on JP and Korea have kind of opted into just going for HP defense because it'll actually give you a little bit more CC, and it's kind of a CC battle with this character. Like whoever goes first is going to be able to try to rush their ult fastest. So I definitely think that HP defense might be the way to go with Mon. So that's pretty interesting, especially with him being like able to deal so much damage, but it's just because of the way that he works and he plays off of like damage dealt has something to do with how much HP he has. So definitely go with HP as like the main set, but you can go defense or crit damage if you really want to go for like extra damage, but I definitely think that defense is the better way to go there. So 2 HP defense sets would be preferable for both of these characters. Obviously you can start trying to save up doing your training grotto, training dungeon, whatever you call it, and there's a bunch of events right now to get extra engraving stones and stuff like that, so you can try to push them for UR gear before they're even out and try to get all of that stuff kind of squared away. Obviously anvils and stuff like that are kind of abundant at the moment. A lot of the anvils and stuff like that you can get from these current events and stuff. So that's pretty much it. I think in the game right now we have a pretty decent amount of resources to kind of go through and stuff like that. You may be able to go ahead and farm your demons and your Belmos raids and stuff like that to get your level 90 and stuff like that ready. But it's just a matter of kind of how much time and effort you want to put into it before they actually come out. But I definitely think that these are going to be like pretty meta relevant characters, so you might want to go ahead and grab some of that stuff and make sure that it's ready to go. So that is basically it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know, I'm kind of scared about this Bond, but at the same time he does seem like he's a really cool unit. And he does seem like a lot of fun to use. I don't know exactly how the meta is going to accept him at the moment. From the looks of it on JP in Korea, he is a monster. So that is it from me. Like I said, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.